doing things exclusive with artist Ginuwine. In June 2009, you are set to release your 6th studio album, A Man's Thoughts. With 4 years passing since your last release, I'm curious to know about the life events that serve as inspiration for the title. There's not necessarily a particular event, but more so the growth with me as an artist and me as a man. It just was inspired with a level of maturity that I want people to identify when they hear this CD, which is totally different from 96 when I first came out. There were things now that I look at in life that were totally different than I used to when I first came out. Pretty much it's a little title that will show people that follow me, have been following me, that knew me from back in the days, just telling the growth period, just showing me a different light, positive light still, but just growth really. How has marriage and fatherhood helped you become the best man you could be? I'm in a different light, apply things in my life differently than I would as a single man or a young dude that doesn't have any kids. And I realize and see the effects of the things that I do on not only my kids but kids in general. Not like back in the days when I just like to do it and do it. Now it's more like, what is the drawback of this? How else can this proceed if I do this? Taking on the marriage and fatherhood definitely had me view things differently. I think it's a good thing always, because when you are adolescent, you're young and you don't view things the way your parents view them. You know what I mean? It's pretty much what it is. One of my favorite poets is Ralph Emerson. Ooh, I love his writing. Ooh, he does some very creative writing. And he had this quote where he said, music first before the thought. He thought the music was always an inspiration to great thought. When you were making this album, did you start with the music or did you start with the thought? How did you process this album? This album, the beginning was more just going in there and letting everything come to me. As it has throughout my career, with every album, I knew sometimes in the middle, toward the end, I would come up with the name, which happened. I didn't go in and say, okay, the name of this CD is going to be A Man's Thoughts. Down over 40 songs, and every song I started pulling out, make the CD, started reflecting the man's thoughts, how we think, things that women don't know. The CD will, in some shape, sort of fashion, tell them the way that we think sometimes. Not in all situations, but in some. A man's thought just stuck with me and just fit. I was looking at a lot of titles and I was like, wow, A Man's Thoughts would be hot for this. Came up with like 4, to tell you the truth, but that was one just stuck with me. I even wrote all 4 on a piece of paper. It might just been 3, I don't really remember. Showed them to some of the people that were in the studio. I said, don't think too much about what you're looking at, just tell me what pops out of your mind. 90% of the people pick the man's thoughts. There's just something about the name. The lead single for the album Last Chance. Why was this track so special to you? Last Chance is significant for many reasons. When I come up with names of songs on the CD, it might actually mean more than what it actually talking about. And this one, it really signifies how I feel about the game and how I felt about myself in the game. If I don't do it right this time, this is my last chance. Another reason was because it was me done a hit by Brian Michael Cox and written by Adonis. When I did it the first day, I knew that there was something special about that song. I still feel that regardless of how much success it has, in my heart I just felt that it was a special song. I always believe that there you're going to sell a song, you should be able to perform it and believe in it. That's a song that I can perform and believe in. People will feel that, and when they hear me sing it and see me perform it, for me it is just a smash, and that's pretty much why I picked it. I really love the single. Ooh, yes I do. You mentioned that it was produced by Brian Michael Cox, and you have worked with him in the past. I'm curious to know what kind of connection do you have with him that you rarely have with other producers. Cox is real cool, dude. We were in the studio. He respects who I am in the game, and I respect who he is in the game. We both got faith, and we give each other their respect. He's cool to talk to. He's quick on the tracks. When work is said and done, it inspires me just to watch him do what he does. We just gel real good in the studio. I hope we get to work together again in the next CD, because it was real quick and it was real easy. That's just the best thing. A lot of times you can go in the studio and you have these big old egos, and that's something I don't deal with. You're supposed to gel together or just one word. If you can't handle it, there's no need to really go anywhere with somebody just to see who stands out more or who's the biggest star. Just stupid to me. You know what I mean? He's not on that, and that's why I really like working with him. You're one of the few artists who managed to have some longevity in the business. What do you think it is about you or your personal or professional characteristics that help contribute to this longevity? Really, I think it's just the way time and the right people. When I first came out, doing the right things and staying hungry. I don't really know what the blueprint is all about. It's for staying in the business, especially now in our country, and in how we view music and how we accept it. Everything is very fickle. They could be a huge star today. Tomorrow you can hate them. It's really just one of those things where you go to the studio and you do the best you can do and stay true to yourself. Reach out and listen to music and just try to stay current. I think it just helped me as an artist by bringing dancing back and being not too scared to do certain things, or bringing a new sound in Timberland, all that kind of stuff. I think all that play a major role in my longevity, as well as me being able to get out here and write my own songs. That way people can identify me with as an artist, because I actually saying things that people go through. But I'm telling it from my perspective. People grab a hold of that. To me, there's no blueprint. It's just you getting out there and staying current and getting involved in the things and the sound that is happening today. What you're supposed to do as an artist is what kind of keep you out there. You know that once your time is up, your time is up. I don't care how calm you stay with the new producers or whatever. Your time is up, your time is up. Don't believe mine is up right now, but I believe in waiting, and this is like a do or die moment. That's why I'm like, even if this is not your last chance, approach it that way. That way you won't leave nothing behind. You go in with all your force. That's how I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Is there one piece of advice that you think shaped the course of your career? Think just being down to earth and cool like that. No one likes, although it's newsworthy sometimes, no one likes an a-hole. I just think that's me not burning bridges. Me being genuine. That always helps. Make no mistakes. Everybody's going to come back down. If you don't burn your bridges on your way back down, your fall is not as quick. If you burn every bridge on your way up, you will fall flat. For someone to be in the game for as long as I have, that's the kind of advice that I would give. Don't burn your bridges. From The Bachelor all the way to A Man's Thoughts, how would you describe your evolution as an artist? In what way have you changed, and in what ways are you still the same OG?